You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Ian Johnson.
From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, and streaming live on Ustream, this is AfterBuzz TV for Revenge. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest revenge news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, picking up where the show leaves off and the buzz continues, it's AfterBuzz TV for Revenge.
Welcome. This is Phil Svitek, joined alongside Michelle Macedo. How are you, Michelle?
Good, how are you?
I'm good. Are you feeling revengeful?
Vengeful?
Yes.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Especially after today's episode, it was really dark.
Yes,
Definitely
yes, it was.
Committed, much like Emily Thorne.
Episode 5, entitled Guilt. Once again, we are recapping all the episodes that we missed, so that way in January we can be right up to speed. So we will not necessarily have news and gossip, unless you count that the show returns in January as news. Real quick before we talk about that, this has to do with the episode, but let's talk about the things we were right and wrong about, throughout. And go ahead, start with yours.
Well, I'm trying to remember all of it, but...
Well, for you, it was the confrontation between Daniel and his father.
Oh, yeah, the confrontation between Daniel and his father, Daniel finally realizing, hey, what if I'm not going to go into what you want me to go into? And then his father saying, well, I'm going to cut you off financially. I just completely predicted that.
You certainly did, so kudos to you.
So why don't you tell us, Phil, what you're trying to tell us, all the things that you were right about?
Well, there were some things we were both right about and some things we were both wrong about. I said, for me, that I would like to see, and I thought the show would go that way, things start to foil in Emily's plans, and obviously Lydia coming back and doing what she was trying to do, start to put more tension back on Emily, and she had to readjust accordingly. And the one thing we were both wrong about, but I liked being wrong about, was the fact that today we didn't get a new person to sort of take revenge on. It was it was Lydia, who was in the pilot episode, obviously, and has been throughout.
Yeah.
But I guess we don't know this officially, but that could be it for her. We might have completed the job, so to speak.
Oh, in terms of issues with Emily's plan?
No, in terms of now Emily's could be dead. So I don't think you can get more revenge than that.
Lydia's dead, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that what I said?
No, you said Emily.
Oh, Lydia. Yes, Lydia. But we'll talk about more about Lydia a little bit away.
Powerful first scene, though. Lydia falling on the cab.
Yes, very enticing. Much like the pilot,
Wearing her glamorous dress. Makes you wonder what happened. But anyway, let's get into it.
Well, let's talk about, you and I speculated about, Taylor.
Is it Tyler or Taylor?
I believe it's Taylor, but let me just double check that real quick.
The Harvard roommate. Who we knew not to trust, and Daniel now figures out that he lied.
It is Tyler. It is Tyler.
Okay. And Daniel figured out that he lied. He went up to him and confronted him. And he was like, I just was trying to protect you, man. But then at breakfast, the night after Daniel came home wasted, Tyler is basically just trying to get a job in the Grayson Company. And so he basically gets in.
Is it? I mean, there has to. We speculated about this last time. Now we're sort of getting more hints. Well, not hints, but we're getting sort of who he is. But what's the motive? Is it to sort of take down the Graysons in general? Because he now
Who, Tyler?
Yeah, because he now knows this thing with Lydia, and he obviously spills the beans to Dan about that. And it's not like he found out by accident by any means. He was, as it was shown to us, listening in on the conversation.
Yeah.
purposefully.
I'm not sure if he's trying to take them down. I think he's trying to. I think maybe his ultimate goal is to take over the company or to be in charge of the company. I think that it's about moving up in the company.
You think so?
Because the next in line would be Daniel, but he's trying to ruin those chances.
Okay, that I could see that.
That's why he's telling him, oh, they didn't tell you? You can't trust your parents. Don't trust them.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want what's best for you because I want what you are going to get.
Yes, because you are my brother. Fraternity brothers all the way. Clearly not. I mean,
No.
It's tough for me. I don't know if that's the only motive. That could certainly be one of them. For me, it's tough to speculate. I want to see more, but we obviously know that he's a shady character.
Yeah, he's jealous of Daniel. He wants Daniel's life.
But I'm sort of curious to know what his sort of parents do and all that, because obviously he's well off. But it's interesting because
he said his parents have estates all over the world, which sounds lonely. I think he's just I think it's just kind of simple. He just needs to manipulate people for love, and he's that desperate for it, and he thinks.
You think so? But it was interesting to me how he had to borrow Daniel's suit. I guess obviously
because
he must come from money. There's no
I
way
think
he
that didn't have to do with the money so much as it had to do with wearing his stuff.
Wearing Dan's stuff and becoming Dan?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I can see that. Very cool. All right. Well, I guess that's all we kind of got of Tyler this episode. So,
Well, Nolan was almost in deep trouble.
I have some music for Nolan.
Well, he put a little camera in a little whale or whatever that was.
By the way, when he did that, did you think that, okay, Nolan is finally starting to get ticked off that Emily, doesn't really trust him? Because he is a great ally.
Ultimately, she does in this episode. She trusts him with a huge mission.
I mean, she's always put things to do on his plate, but she's always still resistant to let him into the quote circle, or whatever you want to call it.
The plan.
The plan, sure.
But this episode, I think that she did.
Okay. I mean,
he puts this little whale thing or whatever, but is it possible that she really put in the one with the camera?
I mean, it's
without knowing?
I think so. It could be. I mean, it's a great stroke of luck. She certainly didn't look like she knew when Nolan came to her.
No.
But my worry for Emily is Nolan's such a giving guy, and that if you don't use that or you undervalue that, eventually he could go away.
I don't think he'll go away.
I don't think he will, but I just want Emily to realize this is your friend and stop resisting it. Don't just use him. Let him kind of really in on it, and he can, he's a smart guy. Don't just tell him what to do. He can help you formulate something.
And he already has.
Yeah.
I mean, he's already hacked into whatever, and she's now making him part of the plan.
Slowly, but just if she resisted less, I know it's tough. Trust is tough, but nevertheless, and I think you and I definitely got scared when Nolan was there switching out the paperwork.
I know.
And we hear the police sirens, and that's why this song is dedicated to him, because I was like, you are rich like Bruce Wayne, get out of there like Batman.
That's yeah.
So
that's why you kept saying Batman.
Yes.
And
Batman.
now I get it.
It was very tense. That was a tense scene.
That was really tense. I thought for sure he might be framed or something. Okay, he gets the little whale with the camera, He knows that it caught everything of what happened. And then he goes out the balcony. He sees that Lydia has jumped off the balcony, which we don't know how many stories that was, and onto the top of a cab, and is dead. And he goes home.
So we think. We don't know for sure.
We do, because blood came out of her mouth and her eyes were open and, like, dead.
No, that could be in a coma.
No, but then her eyes would be closed.
I don't know.
She's dead.
Okay, well, we'll find out. You say she's dead. I'm not convinced. We'll find out. But back to Nolan. You know, I mean, could you imagine what it would be if he did get caught, though? I mean, that is a scary, scary thought. Especially now that, you know, as we're sort of saying, Emily is trusting Nolan more.
I thought that Nolan and Frank would run into each other.
You thought so?
That was scary.
That was also a possibility. You know, it worked out really well, and it didn't have. I'm not saying it didn't have to, but you know what I mean.
No, but that's true.
Yeah, it would have been very interesting if he did get caught. That's all I'm saying.
So this entire time, she is supposed to be at and is at the Open Arms benefit, which is directly benefiting.
Emily, you're talking about? Who are you
No,
talking
Lydia.
about? Lydia.
She's at the Open Arms benefit before this.
Are we done with Nolan?
I mean, yeah.
One more Nolan. All right, Nolan. You are quite the hacker, and I like how they put that foil in that he couldn't hack into the old records because they were paper.
Yeah.
You can't hack paper.
Yeah.
So there you go. By the way, nice tidbit. You know, there's so much hacking going on in this world today. You know what? Just keep paper records. I know it's tougher, but you know what? No one can hack it.
It's true.
Well, they can, but still, it's a lot tougher in this day and age.
Right.
Anyway, so yes, the Open Arms charity. We put this on our list of topics to talk about. Do you know why I put it on there?
Do I know why you put it on there?
Well, all right.
Okay.
Say what you have to say about it.
All right. It was started out of guilt because Victoria Grayson couldn't deal with all the guilt of all the victims and victims' families, knowing that it was actually her and her husband that were guilty and giving money to the terrorists that caused it. So, and David Clarke was wrongfully accused. So and it was a good idea. They started an endowment to start the charity. And of course, Ashley wants to be on the good side of Victoria with her party planning skills. So decides to have their charity honor them.
Yes, indeed.
And Lydia has a crazy speech prepared about how basically they all lied and screw them and kind of exposing them.
You know, what I like, what's happening, you know, with the charity and, you know, as we'll talk about more with Lydia, Victoria, by doing these sort of things, she's becoming more and more emotional rather than what she's always been, which is analytical and things. Well, she hasn't always been analytical, I guess, but you know, her weakness is her emotions, I think, and you know, that's why she had to start.
But she has a better game face than anybody else on the show. I don't think that's her weakness. That I think the way she functions is that she feels, she takes a second, and then she thinks about what she's gonna do about it.
Yes, but you know, with the charity, I mean, she really was unraveled. Certainly when she then had to sit next to the victim.
Well, how could you not be? Who would not feel guilty besides a sociopath like her husband?
I know. Oh, by the way, the reason I wanted to specifically talk about this is because we finally sort of get more of what happened. You know, the company was laundering money to terrorists.
Yes.
And they framed David Clarke for that.
Yeah.
So that is what happened, ladies and gentlemen. We'll find out more and more as we sort of go. But that's why I wanted to bring this up specifically about the charity, is because we're kind of finally told what it's all about. Why David was framed.
It's their past that's following them around. Oh, also,
It's a deep
let's
past.
talk about how Emily completely framed completely framed Lydia by putting all that information in that box that she sent her.
Yes, let's.
So smart.
And again, I think reason being because now the heat was turned upon her. She couldn't just go sort of getting revenge on these people without getting some heat reversed.
Yeah.
And Lydia forced her to do it, and very, very great plan.
Yeah, really good plan. Lydia figures out that she was a waitress in 2003, or worked for that catering company for that one event to see. But so she's been at this for a long time.
She has, and actually Nolan makes a good point. I'm surprised you didn't get revenge right then and there, which, just goes to show what the restraint that Emily really, really has. And unlike Victoria, who I think is her South Fork Diner. What is it?
South Fork Inn.
South Fork. Victoria's South Fork Inn is her.
You mean Emily's South Fork Inn?
No. Victoria's South Fork Inn is her emotions.
Oh.
We don't know what Emily's is quite yet. Lydia thought she had it, but easily undone. And then we obviously know what Lydia's South Fork Inn is.
South Fork Inn.
Yes. By the way, how in terms of Victoria, how would you explain this well? But I want you to tell the viewers why wouldn't you notice $10 million missing?
The only reason I could think of is because she isn't the one day to day that's going through the accounts. Maybe I think that probably so much money goes in and out.
Yeah, not 10 million.
I don't know how much they have. But it's enough for 10 million to be transferred without anyone noticing. The only reason she noticed is because Frank told her.
Yes. Which is interesting. Again, I think that would be because at the end of the day, I know a lot of there's business managers that we work with here whose clients include Leonardo DiCaprio, Will Smith, et cetera, and each week they all get packets of their statements. You know what I mean? So I think this would be something that Lydia would want to see.
Yeah.
Would keep track of.
Yeah.
You know how.
Well, that's what she has Frank for.
Well, thank God for Frank.
And Frank definitely has feelings for her.
Yes.
Wants to protect her.
By the way, real smart by Frank to leave the voicemail that he did. Did you catch that?
Yeah.
Hey, I think I just heard something happen to Lydia. Totally offsetting any suspicion. You know what I mean? It basically gives him an alibi.
Yeah.
That's what I meant to say.
Yeah.
So Lydia, in terms of wanting to come back, I mean, obviously we know why she wants to be now ingratiated. I love the part when she says, Victoria, you and I had a great friendship, and I would have found it very comedic if they just cut to an awesome montage with. let me. You go on about what their friendship could have been like, and I'll find some awesome music.
Okay, well, then Victoria talks about how when she sees her smile across the room, and she feels the warmth of her hug, it's really her hatred seeping through, and the smile is a reminder of how much she despises her. But obviously, this was a true friendship. Obviously.
It was. Well,
the fun times montage.
I mean, they would have had so much fun together. Like, what could they possibly do? This people's whole society is based upon second-degree vanity. For those of you who don't know what that is, listen to podcast episode 4 of ours, or episode 3, one or the other. But this whole society is based off second-degree vanity, and you had a great friendship? Like, maybe, I could get saying that in front of, like, everybody, the whole conglomerate, because obviously you're keeping up appearances. But you don't say that to Victoria. I don't think you had a great friendship at all.
Well, apparently not so much. You know, friendships can be ruined by little things like sleeping with their husband.
It could be. I mean, just goes to show how shallow this society is, where the greatest memories you have and your best friend is one who you now absolutely despise and are trying to get revenge and is sleeping with your husband, etc., etc., and who you have to frame or set up or whatever, back in 1993, or I believe it was 1993, to set up David Clarke. You know, they had to threaten Lydia to keep her mouth shut or whatever, or say the wrong thing, commit perjury. Great friendship.
Yeah.
Can we just reminisce on what a
great
great friendship it is? They're walking on sunshine.
Story of Victoria and Lydia.
Yes, what a fun friendship.
Oh, well, that's over now.
It is. And Lydia, again, still has a South Fork in because she believed Victoria. You know?
Yeah.
So, bad choice by her.
Yeah.
Now, if Lydia is dead, it plays very, very well in Emily's hands with the evidence that Frank found.
Yes, Lydia is dead, I'm telling you.
All right, well, how is this info going to get exposed? Well, I guess if she is dead, they have to search the house and things like that, and that they'll find it on their own, the detectives and whatever.
Yeah.
So Frank doesn't have to be the one like, hey, look at this, look at that.
Yeah. Yeah. I wonder if he did leave the stuff there or not.
What stuff?
Everything you found.
Oh, I'm sure he did. Why wouldn't he? That's why he was very careful to not actually get his fingerprints on the book and things like that.
Yeah. Went in there with a flashlight.
Yes. And everything was as it was set up to be. And you know what? Let me ask you this. Because Emily sort of implanted that notion into Victoria, do you think we're going to start to see them get closer a little bit? Or is that just completely ruined because of what the relationship is with the son? And obviously, as today, Emily takes a jab at Victoria, saying, I hear Daniel's got more family problems or whatever.
The reason he's not here is more about what's going on at home.
Yes, rather than with me.
Yeah. Basically saying, I know your dirty laundry, bitch.
Yes. So, no friendship between Emily and Victoria through this, or no?
There's a forced friendship right now, but who knows? It depends how useful Emily.
You know what? Maybe they just might have an awesome friendship like Lydia
That's
and
so
Victoria.
true. A friendship will be back again. And it will be.
They feel alive. There you go.
It will again be a story about friendship.
All right. Well, I guess that's all I have for this episode. Anything that we might have missed on your end that you want to bring up?
Not that I can think of.
All right. Well, fans, let us know if you feel like we missed something. We're always gladly open to talk. We can't cover everything. We literally watch the episode, then come in. We don't really. We prep ahead of time, but we don't prep like what all talking. We decide the talking points, et cetera, but it's not like we have the luxury of prepping this for 2 days and coming up with speeches, et cetera. This is all on a whim. So if there's anything we missed, we'd love to talk about it. We'll be back right after this commercial to give our predictions for next episode.
AfterBuzz TV. Hi, I was once like you, a lazy, angry loner whose only joy was watching TV and surfing the net. And like you, after I'd see one of my favorite TV shows, I'd be so excited and have so many questions that I'd actually have to talk to my douchebag coworkers about it at the water cooler. Then I discovered AfterBuzzTV.com. AfterBuzz TV produces after-show webcasts and podcasts for TV series of all kinds, like post-game wrap-up shows for all your favorite TV shows. AfterBuzz TV hosts are industry insiders who break down episodes of shows, take calls from fans, and interview cast and crew from each series, with over 60 different after shows, from Boardwalk Empire to American Idol to Vampire Diaries to Real Housewives, and more. Now, after a night of TV, I can ignore my stupid coworkers, who I hate, and go straight to my desk and watch or listen to all my favorite AfterBuzz TV after shows, and have all the TV fan interaction I need. Thank you, AfterBuzz TV.
AfterBuzz TV. What do you want to buzz about?
Victoria and
That's right. Real quick, before we get into predictions, I do want to say we look forward to a great 2012 with Revenge. And also in 2012, AfterBuzz TV will be doing lots of new shows. Be sure to check them out. Very exciting ones, whether it's Shameless, Californication, American Idol, The Voice, Jersey Shore, Bachelor. Geez, what are some of the other ones? So many. Spartacus, HBO's Luck, any number of these. We'll be doing them. And also, for those of you listening that happen to like music, which I hear music's universal, right?
That is what Madonna said.
All right, well, hopefully Madonna's right. For those of you that like the soundtrack to Revenge, be sure to check out our own Michelle Macedo's music by her band called Macedo.
Macedo. You could check us out at macedomusic.com or follow us on Twitter at Macedo Music.
Yes, and feel free to have a sample, listen to it. They're also on Pandora. They have a Pandora radio station, so
Spotify, Pandora.
There you go. So take a sample. If you like
Yahoo Music,
check out more. We support you by giving you all this free content. So we hope you'll support our hosts in some sort of fashion. And hey, if the music's not for you, tell a friend because they might be into it.
Tell a friend that don't tell them that it's not for you, but tell them to listen.
And also tell your friends to listen to AfterBuzz. We are building a community. You obviously are enjoying the podcast. Why not share the wealth? Why are you being so selfish? It's the holidays.
Whoa.
I'm just saying. Listen to yourself. You don't want to tell your friends? God, what kind of... Are you trying to get revenge on them?
Yeah, that's
by not
generous.
letting them listen to our podcasts?
It's probably revenge.
Are you Tyler? Shame on you, people.
Don't throw around those accusations.
Anyways, so yes, spread the word. We love building a community. Again, if there's anything we missed, let us know. We'll love to talk to you about it. You can tweet Michelle at Michelle Macedo M, and tweet AfterBuzz TV or me at PD Svitek. Anyways, without further ado.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
All right. Once again, such a cop-out, but we don't get any of the previews as we watch it via iTunes.
Yeah, that sucks.
So, let me just... Next episode is called Intrigue. So, who is Lydia dead?
Yes, I think so.
You positive?
Yes.
Okay.
You cannot fall from the top of a building onto a
What if it's only
cab.
4 stories?
It doesn't matter. You will not survive, even if it's 4 stories. Phil, 4 stories is a long way. Although it doesn't sound like it, it is. And
maybe she's got some back problems.
Let's remember... Wow. Let's remember she has 2 places to fall, and that's either on cement or that is on the back of a cab, the top of a cab. And she will not survive either of those. She landed on her back.
Fair enough. How do you think... We really... Oh, by the way, something that we didn't discuss because it wasn't too major, a plot point. for this episode. But Charlotte and the brothers from the bar, and now Daniel's working there too.
Right. The dad got Victoria a car. Charlotte went driving with Declan. They got arrested because they thought that she stole the car. Anyway, then they all...
is that what happened?
Yeah, she said, I can't believe they thought we stole it.
Oh, okay. All right.
And and then everyone has an awkward meeting. But Phil, you said it pretty well. Torn between the man you love and the man you want
must kill,
must destroy.
Must destroy. Yes.
And that was a good one. Everyone was there at the jail, and then Daniel asked for a job as a bartender. Don't know if he's gonna still want that job.
I think so. I mean, I think he does. I like how their paths are converging in on itself.
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously, I think Emily will obviously get the news about Lydia. Nolan left a voicemail for her. By the way, Nolan's good enough where he could probably erase that trace if need be, but I'm just worried that it could come back. The police have access to voicemail, even if you, let's say, delete a voicemail. In the case of like what happened with Tyler and Daniel's phone, the police are able. They can get all. I mean, it's public record. Not public record, but I mean, you put anything out there in today's day and age.
But how is it possible to like save something like that?
Oh, it's possible.
If you delete it,
Yeah, it's deleted off your phone. Trust me. Go talk to cops.
All right.
No, honestly, I have a friend who's a statey in Massachusetts, and he's an amazing statey. He was on Dateline, I believe, twice at this point.
Nice.
For solving huge murder cases, and they do it. They're great at it because now again, technology, it's great. So I just hope that doesn't come back to haunt Emily.
Yeah.
But again, Nolan, I think, has the means to erase that trace.
Yeah.
Other than that, the next episode is called Intrigue. The title, it will make sense once the episode begins. I have no idea what that's going to be about, though. It's going to intrigue me, though. I can tell you that much.
That's true.
So, anyways, thank you for listening once again. We will be all caught up by the new episode 11 in January. If you, go ahead, were you going to say something?
No.
Oh, you weren't going to tell our fans anything?
Oh, well, I mean, I didn't want to interrupt you. Well, thanks for listening.
So there you have it. We thank you for listening. And if you're listening to this before 2012, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Anyways, we'll see you for the next one.
From producers Kevin Undergaro and Phil Svitek, engineer DJ Jesse Janity, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. If you have questions or comments, be sure to buzz us at info@AfterBuzzTV.com. And you can find us on Facebook or follow us on Twitter by searching for AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
And get some revenge before the new year.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.